Hello dear student, how are you all? I think everyone are fine there. So student, today we are going to do the revision over the figures of speech. So student, everyone knows well, and the introduction part of the figure of speech we have already practiced, and you have seen both the videos which were being uploaded there on the WhatsApp group. Yes or no? Yes, I hope you have seen that. So student, today what we will do? We will discuss the figure of speech in a brief with the help of PowerPoint presentation. Do you know PowerPoint presentation, where the slides will come one after one and you have learned in your computer classes? In the same manner we are going to discuss these figures of speech, and we will discuss about the figures of speech after each and every slide very thoroughly. So student, let's begin with the first slide. Here, figure of speech. So what is a figure of speech? What information they given here? A figure of speech is a departure from the ordinary form of expression or the ordinary course of ideas in order to produce a greater effect. So what is a figure of speech? If there is a sentence, if there is one idea, that idea can be said as it is in a literal sentence, in a literal meaning. If you want to elaborate or tell something more about that idea or a sentence, then you have to use another meaning. You have to use the figurative language, a figurative sentence. All right, this is what this definition says here. And in the last class you have read this one, literal meaning and the figurative meaning. Literal meaning means a straightforward one meaning, and the figurative meaning means the sentence which is jumbled up with the help of the idioms. Let's begin with another slide. Another slide is here. Here you can see the group of peoples are sitting somewhere in the assembly. Here the boss is sitting in front of them and some of the colleagues are sitting just on the table. So what it says, Harris, when I said any questions, I was using only a figure of speech. So the boss is meant for using the figure of speech because this boss is considered not to point a single individual in front of the group. If he point a single individual in front of the group, then what happens? Individuals, might be this person's reputation would be insulted in front of these group members. So that's why this person shouldn't be insulted in front of this group members. So he used figure of speech for pointing this individual indirectly. So this is a way where the people use the figure of speech to telling something good news, to telling something bad news, or pointing someone, or telling something about someone's. So figure of speech is used here. Even the figure of speech is used in the speech, to telling the agenda, to telling something, and in a such a small word, let's say in a such a small sentence, and that sentence can be added here in the form of idioms, and these idioms all coming in the figure of speech or a poetic device. So here let's quickly revise what we have seen in the previous slides. What is a figure of speech? See, again here we will get the meaning. A figure of speech is figurative language. Figurative language means paheliyan, jumbled words, jumbled sentences where the meaning is not straightforward, it is indirect meaning, in another language. So that another language is called figurative language. In the form of a single word or phrase is called figure of speech. It can be a special repetition, arrangement or omission of words with literal meaning, or a phrase with the specialized meaning not based on the literal meaning of the words is called figure of speech. Telling in short, a figure of speech is a figurative language where the words, the sentence gives the same meaning but the way of expression is different is called the figure of speech. Understood, student? So write it down, this definition, in your notebook. Now let's go to another page. Here, what is a figure of speech is essentially a word or a phrase used in a non-literal sense for a rhetorical or vivid effect. Okay, someone wants to tell something to someone. Okay, then if he use the figure of speech kind of sentences, if he use the figurative language, then that actual meaning wouldn't be understood by that particular person. So he have to use different meaning to explain that sentence. See here, they are plainly defined as saying one thing in terms of something else. What does that mean? Well, it's simple and actual. Fine. It's simple and actual is when it is used in literal meaning. It is totally jumbled up when it is used in figurative language or figure of speech. Okay, let's begin with another slide. See, here we have given something. Whenever you say something but you don't mean it literally, you are using a figure of speech. When you are saying something to someone but it is not known by someone, so what you are using? You are using the figurative language, and that figurative language can be well said or it can be included in figure of speech. Let's say you are about to head out to the store and your mother says, "You better take a jacket. It's raining cats and dogs out there." It's raining cats and dogs out there. Does your mom literally mean animals are falling from the sky? Is the meaning here? No. Here the meaning is different one, and it is not understood by the person you. So which sentence it is? It is a figure of speech. Understood, student? What I supposed to tell you? Okay, try to understand here. Then comes the another slide. See, the figure of speech, this one, the figure of speech are divided among many types. See here, the first one is construction, another resemblance, another association and contrast. See, those based on construction are called climax or anticlimax, or those based on resemblance are called simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe. So these figure of speech are very important for us, and those based on association are called metonymy or snack talk. Those based on contrast, they are called antithesis and epigram. These are the types of figures of speech. Then comes the first one, simile. So student, the previous slides tells about the resemblance, contrast, all about this. So that thing is not so important, but the important is here the simile, and this is what we have discussed in the previous class. See, in a simile, a comparison is made between two objects of different kinds which have, however, one point in common. See, the simile is usually introduced be words as, like, as, or so. So if these kind of phrases are there in the sentence, so you can find that simile is used here. See, for example, has the heart panteth after the water brooks? So panteth my soul after thee, O God. So which figure of speech you are finding here? Simile. Yes or no? As is used here, so is used here. So you can find the meaning. What the meaning tells about the simile, where the phrases like, as, or so, etc. is used there, then that sentence can be called simile, and that sentence belongs to simile. See, one example is here with the help of this picture. My dog is as smelly as dirty socks. So as and as, what it is? Simile. Simile. The pizza is as cold as ice. So as and as, what it is? Simile. Understood? This is what we have learned, and this is a revision portion. Now let's begin with the metaphor. So student, what is a metaphor? Recall your previous class, what you have learned there. A metaphor is an implied simile. It does not, like the simile, state that one thing is like another or acts as another, but takes that for granted and proceeds as if the two things were one. So what is a metaphor? Metaphor don't jumble like simile. Metaphor gives the meaning to one character or one thing, about anything else. So it is called here metaphor. You can read here. See, metaphor, like the simile, state that one thing is like another or act as another. One thing is acting like another. Okay, if the one thing is acting like another, okay, that another's character given to this one thing. What do you mean here? See example. The camel is a ship of the desert. Okay, here the camel is an animal, okay, which would be found there on the desert, but it is considered the ship of the desert. So camel is considered ship of the desert. So what is the meaning of the ship? Ship used to travel from one place to another and the ship never gets tired. In the same manner, camel also travel from one place to another in the such a haughty desert, and this camel never going to be tired. So here the ship's meaning given to the camel, okay, straightforward, without using like, as or so, then it is called here metaphor. Okay, it is called metaphor. Understood, student? Very simple and the very understandable meaning they have given. Okay, see here some example about the metaphor. Note, every simile can be compressed into a metaphor and every metaphor can be explained into a simile. This point you have to memorize. Okay, every simile can be compressed into a metaphor and every metaphor can be explained into a simile. See, for example, thus, instead of saying Akash fought like a lion. So like is used here, then what it is? Simile. We can say Akash was a lion in the fight. So it is a metaphor. So Akash is named like lion, lion is named Akash. Okay, where the Akash character given to the lion and lion's character given to the Akash, then what it is called? Metaphor. Where Akash character not given to the lion and lion character not given to the Akash, but Akash is like a lion, but he is not a lion, but he likes a lion. So then what it is? It is simile. Understood, student? Did you got the difference in between simile and metaphor? Very simple example. You can listen it thoroughly and you can understand. Okay, the next slide. Which is the next slide? Personification. See, in personification, inanimate objects and abstract notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. Personification occurs when the author or speaker gives human characteristics to non-human objects. Where human characteristics to non-human objects, then it is called personification. So student, telling in the simple, where the human characters are given to the non-living things, okay, or non-living things character given to the humans, then what it is? It is personification. Understood, student? This is what the personification speaks here. Okay, then the examples of personification. For example, the trees scream in the raging wind. So the tree don't used to scream. Are trees are screaming? No, trees never scream. But here they have given the quality of screaming to the tree. Then what it seems? They have given the quality of the human being to the tree. Then which figure of speech it is? It is personification. See student, can trees actually scream? No, no is the answer. That is a human trait. So the use of personification here gives a better description of the sound trees make in strong winds. Okay, sound trees make in strong winds. So here the human quality given to the non-living things, then it is called personification. The sentence whichever tells the meaning where human quality given to non-living thing, that sentence can be added into personification. Understood, student? All right. Then comes apostrophe. Apostrophe. What it is? Which figure of speech it is? Apostrophe. What is the pronunciation? Apostrophe. Yes, an apostrophe is a direct address to the dead, to the absent, or to a personified object or idea. This figure is special form of personification. So it is a special form of personification. For example, oh, stars and clouds and winds, they are all about to mock me. If ye really pity me, crush sensation and memory. Let me become as naught, but if not, depart, depart and leave me in a darkness. Okay, so apostrophe. In the apostrophe, you will find some inverted commas, you will find some exclamatory marks, you will find some semicolon, colon, you will find some quotations, and all those things you will find it out here. But you don't find the phrases like as or as. You don't find straightforward personification. You will find the personification its special form. Then if many punctuation marks are used there in the sentence, then what it is? It is apostrophe. Okay, what it is? It is apostrophe. Fine. And apostrophe is always used to the dead or to the absent, which is not here in this universe. Okay, next slide. See example for apostrophe. Oh lovely orange, you golden treat. Oh tell me why aren't you easy to eat? Okay, so here, oh lovely orange, you golden treat. Oh tell me why aren't you easy to eat? So see how many apostrophe quotation marks are used here. O after exclamatory mark, here aren't question mark. So these can be added into apostrophe, and if these kind of sentences taken into apostrophe figure of speech. Okay, then comes the hyperbole. So student, what we have discussed about the hyperbole in the previous class? See, hyperbole, in hyperbole a statement is made apathetic by overstatement. For example, I have told you a million times. Okay, something which is repeated again and again and the person get bored and he is calling to another one, then that is called hyperbole. See, a statement is made, okay, apathetic by overstatement. So something told in such a repetitive manner and that statement became so over, then it is called hyperbole. Okay, see here one example. I have told you a million times. Okay, telling something to someone million times, and if he is not understanding, then this sentence can be added into hyperbole. Understood, student? Okay, now here one example for you with the help of this picture. I will literally die if you don't stop using hyperboles indirectly. See here, I will literally die. So he is also fed up with that person who used to speak again and again, and he totally fed up by listening that. So his expression or his ideas can be called here hyperbole, a figure of speech. Okay, then comes the, I have told you yesterday there were many figure of speech, but such like, okay, euphemism, this one aphorism, then comes antithesis, then comes oxymoron. Okay, oxymoron is also one of the important figure of speech. See, let's discuss what is oxymoron also. Oxymoron is a special form of antithesis whereby two contradictory qualities are predicted at once of the same thing. Example, I am busy doing nothing. Okay, I am busy doing nothing. For example, here where contradictory qualities are predicted to once of the same thing, where the contradiction, what do you mean by contradictory? It means a debate, it means a fight, it means a clashes. When the clashes kind of qualities will fight with each and other, but they were not fighting by the arms, they were not fighting by the body, they were fighting with their ideas, then it is called oxymoron. Okay, it is called oxymoron. See, oxymoron examples are given here. No cigarette, orderly confusion, defining silence, confirmed rumor, awfully nice. So these all are the examples of oxymoron. Fine. All right. Then epigram is also one of the important figure of speech, but it is not there in your syllabus. So if you want to read this definition and the meaning of it, you can, no issue. Then comes irony. Yes, irony is also one of the important. See, irony is a mode of speech in which the real meaning is exactly the opposite of that which is literally conveyed. Okay, whatever the meaning is given, the opposite meaning is called irony. For example, for Brutus as an honorable man, so are they all honorable man. Okay, this is what the examples defines the irony here. Okay, then comes figure of speech pun. Okay, then comes metonymy and snack dog. Snack dog is also one of the important. Yes, what it says in snack dog, first one, a part is used to designate the whole, or second, the whole to designate a part. See, for example, give us the day or daily bread. Here, second, England, that is the English cricket team, won the first test match against Australia. Snack dog. What it says in snack dog, a part is used to designate the whole, or the whole to designate a part, where a small part is used to define the whole or the whole is used to define the small part. For example, see, give us the day or daily bread. Give us the day, otherwise you have to give us daily. England, the English cricket team is called England, won the first test match against Australia. So what they did, they won the first test match against Australia of remaining 4 test match. So the test match is usually played in between 5 matches. Okay, nowadays it was converted into 3 matches. But test match, now England won first of it. Okay, so see, you can understand with the help of these examples. Then comes transferred epithet. Okay, so these all are the best slides of figure of speech, where we have discussed some main and the common figure of speech. So student, what's your duty? Pause the video, okay, zoom the video and write it down the definition of given figure of speech, and watch this video thoroughly, understand it and have a better understanding of it. Even make the notes of the figure of speech in your notebook and practice it daily. And here, whenever we read the poem, whenever we narrate the poem, we should find the figure of speech from it. So student, so after watching all the videos on figure of speech which were uploaded day before yesterday and today, okay, so what you have to do, you should see the poem which is given in your textbook, the poem like Wind, okay, and another poem like Geography lesson, and another poem here which is given, yes, okay, here you have the poem The Road Had Not Been Taken. So what you have to do, you should find the figure of speech in between, where the poet is conveying the idea of something by explaining about another thing. So what it is an, yes, it is an oxymoron and it is an irony. Okay, we can find this figure of speech and we should write it while writing the answer. Then you will get more and more marks when the examiner will check it. So student, for the time being, watch this video thoroughly and write it down, all the definition of all figure of speech, revise it, because this video is made for the purpose of revision. So yesterday last 2 videos were on the same topic, so this topic somewhere vast, so you need a time to learn. That's why I made this PowerPoint presentation video again for you. So student, for the time being, watch this video thoroughly and have a proper notes, okay, and have a nice day. Okay, thank you, bye bye.